Right then, this is Sharky from SHAR-KADE. So, we are currently at the testing stage. Just going through, making sure the controllers work with the PS1 stuff. Because the systems themselves have digital systems and analog systems. So the digital systems are all working with the arcade controls. So that's the older consoles like Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, and stuff like that. The arcade classics. And then the analog systems are stuff like the PlayStation 1, PS2, PS3, and so on. So our PlayStation 1 runs through RetroArch. Same with the N64, and I believe the Mega Drive and stuff like that all run through RetroArch. Now I've got two RetroArch systems on here. I've got one for 360 controllers as default, so player 1, player 2 is default controller 1 and 2. And for the digital systems, the older consoles, the arcade sticks is default 1 and 2. So I have a RetroArch and a RetroArch 360. So I always like to just, when I've got everything set up, just test, make sure player 1 is player 1 and player 2 moves player 2. And it's that simple. Now I know between the systems, so the analog systems and the digital systems, I know when I test the Mega Drive, that the Mega Drive controls, if they're in order and in the same button layout, that it's working and it's all configured as it should be. Now I know the PlayStation's working there. I actually didn't test the Mega Drive, so I'll just go up to Mega Drive and then I'll just load up Street Fighter 2.
Extracting file. Extraction complete.
So as you can see, I don't have the Wii bar on. I always keep that switched off when I'm not using it. If I'm not in a system that requires him, I don't bother having it on. I keep it switched off. Yeah, I love the Avengers unit. It's a slight alternate different version to the other one. Black Panther's smaller on this one. I do have another design of this. This is Zombie Yeti's artwork, I believe. I think it's Zombie Yeti's artwork. I've just come along and enhanced it, made it a lot better quality. Because any images you find of his online aren't going to be very good quality. You'll get half decent quality, but nothing to this standard. I've got another design as well, like this. And I've also got the My Hero Academia design on the right hand side there. So that's all done. So that's fully configured, that one. Just finishing off the last bit that's on this unit. So I'll just go ahead, start, go to versus. Then I'll check to see if player 1, player 2 move on the arcade controls. We'll just go ahead and select the character. And it's as simple as do me test, is check the top 3 buttons as light punch, medium punch, hard punch, then light kick, medium kick, hard kick. Same with player 2, light punch, medium punch, hard punch, light kick, medium kick, hard kick. Make sure up, down, left and right works as it should do. And that's it. Exit out with the left pinball button. And I know within RetroArch, the controllers are all configured through all those RetroArch systems. I don't have to go into each and every system and check each and every system that runs RetroArch. Same with RetroArch 360. I don't have to go in and check and test every RetroArch 360 system. If the PlayStation 1 works, then it means the controllers are all in the correct order, all allocated to the correct IDs, and I know the system is working spot on. I've been in, done some configuration. I've always got 1 or 2 games in the PC Plus games. I've always got to go in and load the game first within Windows, and then once that's been done, it's all sorted. So I've just done, before I've done a video, I've done a test of the PC Games Plus stuff. I am going to be adding some more PC Games Plus stuff. I do have about 15, 20 more titles to add. But like I say, I'm going to really fully release that once the Street Fighter 6, Tekken 8 and Mortal Kombat are all fully released. I'll probably add a few more as I go along, but I'll once those are mainly added, I'll fully release a full drive. If you've got the 32 terabyte build already offers, you can send your drive straight back. The 30XX will be getting updated as well. That game, I now have the full release version of this game. I thought this was, but apparently it's just a beta of the game. It seems to look and play like a full game, so I'm not too sure on that, but I know there's been a new release of this, so that will be getting added as well to the setup. Yo, Mr. Thomas, what's up, man? We're going to have a call as well at some point soon. Just give us a shout when you're back in business, dude. Tatsuko Capcom and Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Tekken Tag Tournament 2, I was looking at the arcade version of that, but I've been messing on with a lot more some techno parrot stuff. I've been messing on with mainly the shooters and stuff. I will be adding a few more stuff. I'll probably be doing a cleanup of the techno parrot stuff once a 32 terabyte drive is finished as well. That Tatsuko versus Capcom, I've heard of that. I think that's on maybe the Switch. I'm sure I've seen that game before, because I remember playing it, and I think it's the one where it's just got like a punch and kick, and you don't have your other punch and kicks and stuff like that. I think it's like a basic control layout. I can't remember, but it does ring bells, that game. Is that also on the PC? So yeah, just like I say, I've gone through. Basically, the only last thing I've got to check is the Techno Parrot stuff and the Wii controller stuff. With the Wii controller, like I say, I always have the controllers plugged in, ready. Is it not on the Switch though? Is it not on the Wii? It might be on the Wii actually. It might be on the Wii and not the Switch. Yeah, so when I plug in the controllers and stuff, I make sure the controllers are all plugged in when I sort the Wii bar out. So basically what I do is I just load into the system, and then I'll just switch my Wii bar on. And then I'll have it in mode 3. It's a bit loud this, I'll try and turn it down. If I can turn it down fairly. I might have to turn it down by the TV. 2 moments. Just turn this down a little bit. Right, yeah, so when I load it into the system, I don't load the game straight away. I set up the Wii controller, make sure the Xbox controllers are in and synced up. Then all I do is put it into mode 3, sync up the 2 Wii controllers. Now in mode 3 you do need the nunchucks in. You've got to have the nunchucks in for mode 3. Mode 2 you don't. So mode 3 games are mainly most of the Techno Parrot stuff. I think Haunted Museum's the only one that's in mode 2. There might be 1 or 2. So if it doesn't work in mode 3, try it in mode 2. So I'll just head down something like Sega Golden Gun, load that up. I stand about, what, 5 foot away. Now with the Wii bar, you do have to point at the bar. It's not like pointing at the screen and aiming and it's perfect aim. It is mainly aiming at the sensors. Now you can have the sensors just below the screen. There's a top and bottom mode, so I think it gives you like it allows you to move up a bit more above the sensors. And then bottom mode, it'll be below the sensors. Now you only have a certain cable length on these. I like to just put it in front of the unit, to be honest. But you have quite a long lead with that. if you obviously with your 5 meter HDMI cable, you've got your unit right in front of you, it might be a bit of a stretch having it by your TV. So on the controller, I've just got our button 1 is start, and then you just got to find your dead zone, your sweet spot with the controller, and it moves nice and smooth there.
Take this! You mean we should be heroes, right?
Shut up! It's coming!
And that's it. Obviously with the Wii controller kit, it is just basic gun setup. Yeah, Sega Golden Gun's cool, man. It is just a basic gun setup. It just gives you the opportunity to play gun games and stuff with some wireless motion controllers. But I do recommend the Gun for IR kit. It's absolutely flawless. I wouldn't recommend any other gun kit. I've messed on with the Sinden in the past. Sinden is alright, but it's a pain in the backside. If you want full plug and play experience, no reconfiguring, no messing on, the Gun for IR kit is the kit to go with. Now they're not very cheap. You're looking at around 650 quid for UK for the kit. Shipping is around 40 odd quid to get it shipped to the UK. Raymond doesn't ship them out himself personally to the UK, but I may be starting to get some kits in, at least get some stock in and stuff like that, or I can order yours. I'm not looking at making a profit on them at the moment, but obviously when it comes to shipping, if there's any problems with shipping, then it's out of my hands basically. That's why I like the customers to order their own from Raymond and get them shipped in. But if you struggle with ordering stuff online and bits and pieces like that, I'm there to help. I'll be happy to help. I'll speak to Raymond for you. We'll arrange the shipping and stuff like that and get everything sorted if that's the way you want to go down. Obviously, there are quite expensive kits, but it shows in the cost. To be honest, the price of them is spot on for what the guns do. The guns are perfect accuracy, they're perfectly plug and play, and you get that true arcade experience. And if you want something that's going to be decent, you pay decent money for it. It's as simple as that. And these systems, like I say, can work with it, Raymond's Gun for IR kit. You can have the sensors around the screen. You don't actually have to have the USB sensors plugged into the arcade. You can have them plugged into, most TVs now have USB ports on. Just as long as they're decent high powered ports, you can plug them into there, or you can have an adapter and plug them in. And yeah, you can still get the gun attachment for the Wii controllers. There is some cool attachments as well. I think D. Thomas has got some pistol ones. I think I picked some up as well. They've got the reload on the bottom and they're quite nice to use. Obviously you've got to have one with the nunchuck attachment for the mode 3 games, and you've got to be able to disable that nunchuck attachment for mode 2 games, which I'll show off now. So basically the gun games on the Wii controller kit, let's have a look. We have Haunted Museum. Where's it gone? So we have Haunted Museum. Now what I would do is I'd knock it into mode 2. I'd take out the nunchuck. Try and do this one-handed. I'll just sync up that control. Now you should get 2 lights. Basically, that's in keyboard and mouse mode. Mode 1 and Mode 2 is keyboard and mouse mode. Now, if you have the nunchuck plugged in, your A and B button will swap. So that's why we'll unplug the nunchuck, so your trigger button is at the back. I'll just go ahead and load Haunted Museum. Now, this should be configured. I think I set it up earlier on in D-Mode Shooter. Now, you can only use one controller in Mode 2. You can set up 2 Wii controllers for Mode 2 games, but you do need 2 Wii bars. I think it's something to do with when it detects you can only sync up one controller to each bar in Mode 2. So that way, if you have 2 bars, you can set it up in D-Mode Shooter. That's pretty straightforward, really. But then, do you really want 2 Wii bars just to play 2-player games on these, or just spend the extra money and get a decent gun for IR kit. Yeah, I do still recommend having the Wii controller kit because we do have Wii games on here, and the Wii games are required to be played with these controllers. Now I can configure them with the Xbox controllers, but for full support of the games, it's best to have the true Wii controllers. And you do, with these Wii bars, you do need official Wii controllers. So sometimes they don't look the prettiest of controllers. They might be a little bit faded because they're years old, but you do need official Wii controllers. I'll just put it back on that one. So I've added a couple of coins, and as you can see there, my torch is working and my fire trigger's working. So this works. Demul shooters set up for all the Demul shooter games. So I've just got one Demul shooter on there. One time setup, it's set up, and then it should work every time. When I do the updates, I'll just quit that game. When I do the updates of the Techno Parrot stuff, what I'm going to do is I will have multiple Demul shooters on there. So each machine that I set up, I will have to set up 1 or 2 games, which will be, I think, Deadstone Pirate, stuff like that. Because I have my own Demul shooter running through those. But it's not a big deal. I can jump on. It'll maybe take us an extra 5 minutes out of me configuration time. The House of the Dead, Scarlet Dawn and stuff work with the Wii bars, mate. Everything, all the shooting games, everything's configured. Oh, there's always someone ringing us. I cannot answer, buddy. See if I can back out and... No, I don't want to cancel my stream. There's always someone ringing us. So, I'll just wait for the call to end. Reconnecting, right. Sorry about that. There's always someone rings us. Yeah, so the Wii bars do work with the Wii controller. Sorry, do work with Scarlet Dawn, all the other shooters. So all the Techno Parrot games, all the Demul shooter games are all configured with the Wii controllers. If the Demul shooter ones are only single player, the other Techno Parrot games, all the ones in mode 3 work with both controllers. Now we do have the MAME light gun game, stuff like that as well, which is all in mode 3. So we only allocate mode 2, mode 3 and mode 4. We don't use mode 1 on the bar at all for any reason. But all the shooters are configured. Like I say, the settings are there also for the Gun for IR kit as well. So if you got your machine, you like the Wii controllers, but you would prefer the true arcade feel, all you'd have to do is give me a call. I'll jump on your machine through any desk, and I'll just swap the configuration around and go through some calibration stuff with you, so your guns are calibrated to how you aim. And that's it. The guns should already be calibrated and stuff like that. Sometimes when I do set up the 2 guns, for some reason I've always got to set up gun 2 in Techno Parrot, but it's maybe 5-10 minute job, just sat there. I'll guide you through what way to move the guns and stuff like, where you wouldn't even have to move the guns, you just have to press certain buttons on the guns for the certain actions within Techno Parrot, and that's it. It's only ever for gun 2. Gun 1's always configured. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. I've heard people have to reconfigure Techno Parrot every time for both guns. For me, it's only gun 2. So like I say, if you do want to get the kit later on, you can. D. Thomas, he's had his gun set up in that. From me, it was simply just me jumping on and stuff. And I've now also set up, basically, every time I set up a machine, I don't have to do much configuration. There's no messing around. I've literally got the drives spot on. Now, if there's any games that don't seem to work right, it may be just something as simple like I had a customer, was it yesterday or the day before, contact us regarding one of the Call of Duty games. It's literally because the game hadn't been closed down properly by me, my end, and the game wouldn't load in correctly because it had a message come up, like a safe mode message, and that was it. You just click no on that and it sorts it out, in stuff like that. So if there is anything that isn't working right, just contact me. I'll be able to sort it out. If I can't sort it out and it's something really not working, I'd rather know, because I'd want to remove from the system. If I can't fix it, I'll remove it. If it's a game that's really important to me or to customers, something that's cool, I would likely just download it at a later date and re-add it. I know a few customers like the FIFA game, so I'm going to get the new FIFA onto the 32 terabyte as well. I'm not a fan of FIFA games. I can't stand them. But some customers love them. So it's going to go on there. I'm not going to get the whole collection of FIFA because that's ridiculous, because it's just the same repeat game. So, and that's it. What I'm going to do is, this all seems to be configured spot on. I'll just do a few more checks and then I'm going to get a video done of this unit. Any other questions? Will Gun for IR need configuring, or will it just be plug and? Like I said, it'll be plug and play. You will need the update setup of me. But other than that, every time you use it, it'll be plug and play. You don't have to have the Xbox controllers in like you do with most of the other systems. You can just plug the guns into the same ports as the Xbox controllers. I will make sure they're mapped to gun 1, gun 2, and just use the same ports every time. And there's no having to switch on bars, turn off stuff, change modes, any of that. Every game, every system will work with the gun ones anyways, will work with the Gun for IR kit. So there's no messing around, dude. So make sure you like, share and subscribe, and I will watch out for the next videos. I'm probably just going to do a combined video of these two, because I need to get some designs done tonight. And like I say, I've already done a video of a similar design to this, so I'm not going to focus too much. I'll show it off, get some nice photo content, but like I say, I've already done one of those, and it's this one here mainly because it's a brand new design. So like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.